As established in the presentation, systemic thinkers excel at breaking down concepts that are a little bit complex, and they work really well when they are allowed to develop their thinking through logical frameworks. They are methodical and they focus on productivity. So I thought that it would be a great idea to introduce to you Napkin AI. Napkin AI is an app that creates documents where you can have text into visual content, specifically graphics. Because in our activity that I was talking before on the slide, I mentioned that we were going to work on what if situations. And in our previous tutorial, we used ChatGPT. Here, we're going to use Claude. The prompt is quite simple. Here is the what if situation. What if social media platforms were banned? How would society, politics, and relationships evolve? Craft 3 scenarios with 3 what if situations. So here, by using Claude, the free version, by the way, I am allowing my students to work with another large language model besides ChatGPT, so they can also sometimes compare the results that we have from one large language model to another. I would invite them to take the text and dissect it, try to edit it themselves, and once that we have arrived to an outcome that is acceptable for the standards of the class, I would go ahead and go back to Napkin. As you can see here, we have 2 possibilities. Either we can draft with AI, that we can, with a simple one-liner prompt, we can create our own draft, but it is made and generated by AI. But since for this activity, we already have a plan, we have already a structure that we have pre-developed, we're going to use a blank napkin. So as you can see, this is a simple document where we're going to paste the outcome that we were working on before. With Napkin and with this document, we can also add comments as we go. And once that the document is done, we are able to share it with a link, or we can simply download it. All right, so what is it that Napkin does that it's so interesting? Well, here it goes. When I have some specific text that it would be better with a graph, it will automatically create it for me without me having to use, for example, different apps out there, like maybe Canva, and because those that have worked with Canva knows that yes, you have a template, but you have to go ahead and create each one of the parts. With Napkin, you already have done the most difficult part, which is the research, the writing, the analysis, whatever it is that you have been doing in the classroom. And it will generate with the information the graphs. So you can just go ahead and choose one. I'm going to choose this one over here. It gives us different possibilities. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to choose this one. Okay. And once that it's there on the document, I can also edit it as I please. Start editing. I can change the colors, the text, and so on. And I can do it with each one of the parts that I consider needs, me, the teacher, or the student, consider needs to be detailed in a graph. Now that it's established in the document, I can go through all the parts that I think that it requires a graph. I can do it through all the document or just in the specific parts that I believe needs one. For example, just maybe at the beginning of each one of these scenarios. Okay, imagine that I go ahead and edit and move around the information as I please. And once that my document it's done, but I have realized that maybe I could have added more information and I would like to keep on working on the document, I can keep on adding more information as I did before. I simply would cut and paste here the information and create the graph as I go. For example, on this part, I would go ahead and let's use this one. Okay, so voila, this is napkin. I hope that you have found this useful and that you could easily implement in your classroom.